Good evening, YouTubers. It is Thursday, March 21st, 2013. Yeah, that's a lot better. That light ain't just like BAM! Alright, 6:02 p.m. And we're going to continue with Revelation chapter 12 from the Amplified Bible. And a great sign, wonder, warning of future events of ominous significance appeared in heaven, a woman clothed like the sun with the moon under her feet, and with a crownlike garland tiara of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in her birth pains, in the anguish of her delivery. 3. And then another ominous sign, wonder, was seen in heaven. Behold, a huge fire-red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 kingly crowns, diadems upon their heads. 4. His tail swept across the sky and dragged down a third of the stars and flung them to the earth. And the dragon stationed himself in front of the woman who was about to be delivered, so that he might devour her child as soon as she brought it forth. 5. And she brought forth the male child of one who is destined to shepherd, rule all the nation with his iron staff, scepter. And her child was caught up to God and to his throne. 6. And the woman herself fled into the desert wilderness, where she has a retreat prepared for her by God, and which she is to be fed and kept safe for 1,260 days, 42 months, or 3½ years. 7. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels went forth to battle with the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought. 8. But then were defeated, and there was no room found for them in heaven any longer. 9. And the huge dragon was cast down and out, that old-aged serpent who is called Devil, the Satan, who is the seducer, deceiver of all humanity the world over. He was forced out and down to the earth, and his angels were flung out along with him. 10. Then I heard a strong loud voice in heaven saying, Now it has come, the salvation and the power and the kingdom, the dominion, the reign of our God, and the power, the severity and authority of his Christ the Messiah, for the accuser of our brethren. And that's souvenirity, the authority of his Christ the Messiah, for the accuser of our brethren, he who keeps bringing before our God charges against them day and night, has been cast out. 11. And they have overcome, conquered him by means of the blood of the Lamb, and by the utterance of their testimony, for they did not love and cling to life even when faced with death, holding their lives cheap, so they had to die for their witnessing. 12. Therefore be glad, exult, O heaven, and you that dwell in them. But woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil has come down to you in fierce anger, fury, because he knows that he has only a short time left. 13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast down to the earth, he went in pursuit of the woman who gave birth to the male child. But the woman, 14, was supplied with 2 wings of a giant eagle, so that she might fly from the presence of the serpent into the desert wilderness, to the retreat where she is to be held, where she is to be kept safe and fed for a time and times and half a time, 3½ years, or 1,260 days. Then out of his mouth the serpent spouted forth water like a flood after the woman, then she might be carried off with the torrent. 16. But the earth came to the rescue of the woman, and the ground opened its mouth and swallowed up the stream of water which the dragon had spouted from his mouth. 17. So then the dragon was furious and raged at the woman, and he went away to wage war on the remainders of her descendants, on those who obey God's commandments and who have the testimony of Jesus Christ, and adhere to it and bear witness to him. And that concludes Revelation chapter 12, my brothers and sisters, and it is getting good. Do you agree? Alright, I shall be back with Revelation chapter 13. Love you guys. Peace be in you. God bless.